Richie Man Productions with another statue review, this time 3 hours later and a mess of boxes later. We've got the Prime One Studio Venom statue, which I received today, and I've got number 117 out of 1,000 exclusive. As you can see here, it comes in 2 boxes, and this was again another pain in the ass to put together, so let's get to it right away. The first thing I want to mention with this thing is that it is extremely delicate. Not so much the base in the statue, but it's just putting all those tentacles. And this is the instructions that you get for this baby. And I can tell you right now that Sideshow or Prime One should really put something together in terms of a video, an assembly video or something, because the problem with these assembly instructions is that you've got these close-up pictures with tentacles going in various positions, and there's so many of these tentacles and there's nothing to go by. There's no numbers, there's no, I gotta say, I've seen XM do a little bit of a better job with this because there is some kind of guideline as to which piece goes where. In this case, you kind of have to guess and look through all the pieces. So like it was, I needed some help, so I went on the Prime One forum, and I had some help from someone named Marcus there. Great help. He took some pictures and helped to put some of the pieces in place. But overall, it's a beautiful statue. It's great, and I have seen the XM, and I have to say I much prefer this one because it represents Venom a lot more because of all the tentacles and all the symbiote, pieces coming out. And after seeing the film, which wasn't that great, but again, like everybody else, we all enjoyed the Venom action sequence and the Venom action sequences, and this really, really represents Venom very well. So I'm going to try to, give you guys a full rundown of the statue, some close-ups here, mostly video. But what I really want to do in this video is kind of show you where all the pieces go, so that if you're having some trouble with this, that you can kind of use the video as a bit of a guideline as well, so you can see where all these actual pieces flow. Now I've got one of the 3 heads here, which I really like. The detail is amazing. You've got this, what I believe is some translucent resin here for the teeth, which look incredibly menacing and detailed. So overall, this is really incredible. It's just a pain to put together. And I've got it set on the table here. This will be going in the statue room downstairs. When I'm done, I'll have to take it apart again, but I needed to put it together here so that, I could kind of get a full view of this, because once it goes in the display case, you can't really see the back, and I'm gonna actually have to put this together in the display itself. So what you have is the base, which you can see here, and all of these pieces are already assembled. You've got the pipe here with the rotation. This actually goes in there. There's a small little piece that goes in here. You can see that. So if you're looking as to where that goes, there it is. There is nothing in the instructions. It shows it, but it's very difficult to find. You've got the body of Venom, which fits in a peg on the left foot, as you can see here, and then sits in the back. Now, that brings me to the right foot. You've got the left foot that kind of just sits. There is no peg for the left foot, but there is a symbiote kind of piece that slips right in here. And if you can see it, it's right in there, and you can kind of make out that piece when you open up your boxes. You've got 2 spiders, and the best way to find the spot for the spider is just look at the peg, and you'll see where it fits in. Be very, very careful with the spider's legs, because as it's detailed in the instructions, they are very delicate, and you just need to stick it in very slowly. Just be careful where the legs are touching the base, or you could wind up with a broken piece of one of the legs. You've got the spider webs here. They have some differences inside them, but for the most part, they do fit in. This one slips in quite nicely. Then you've got the second one that slips in right over here. Okay, and you can kind of see that on the side. And then you've got, I believe, the smallest spider piece over here between the legs, which goes in the center. The most complicated web is this one, and this brings me to this big pipe. So when you're putting this whole thing together, once the body is inside the base, you're going to put this whole big piece of pipe inside the base. Now this pipe connects to a few items which kind of play a very important role in the placement of the pipe. So as I was recommended in one of the forums for Prime 1, the best thing to do here is to place the pipe and then place that web before you try to put anything else attached to the arm or anything else. Because this web, the way that when it's placed correctly, it will also place the pipe in the right spot for the other pieces to go in. And then you've got the piece that goes on the leg, which is right over here, and that piece kind of wraps around. So the first thing you want to do is kind of slip it behind the pipe and then place the peg inside the leg, as you can see here. And then the arm, so the pipe, when you're originally placing this big pipe, it's going to be turned to the other side. You're going to have to rotate it so it slips into his hand, as you can see here. So as you rotate it, it slips into his hand, and then the place where you really need to be careful is the nails. So as you rotate this pipe, it will slide into the nails, okay? And then as it slides into the nails, it makes it much easier for you to, you'll know when it's in the right spot because the thumb right here, the thumb kind of clicks right in once the pipe is in the correct place. Another problem with this, and for me right now, which I still have to figure out, is the piece that goes between the palm of the hand right here. So there is a piece that's in the palm which you have to slip in between the palm, and then there's a small peg that slips into the other piece of the symbiote slime or whatever this is called. I can't get this peg to attach, so I'll have to fiddle with it a little bit and get the peg to kind of slip in correctly, but right now at this point it's not going in. And then it's just a question of finding all the the correct little pieces to put in. You've got the piece that goes on the leg, which is this one right here. Okay, and you'll see that when you pull it out, and you can tell because it's got a nice long extension in the back. And then you've got the symbiote here, beast or whatever this is, which comes around the pipe. This has two pegs. So this one will first attach to this pipe, once you place the pipe in, obviously, and then it attaches to his lower back, which is right there, okay? And then if we swivel to this side, you've got another beast on the left side of his lower back, which goes in here. And these are pretty straightforward. You've got one here, and you've got the longer one that goes on the right. And then I would say the hardest pieces to place, the ones that were the most difficult to locate, which goes where, are these ones. So you've got this piece here, which you will find in your box, which goes into his wrist. And then you've got the longer piece here, which goes onto his elbow, his right elbow. It's a longer one. And then you've got another beast on here on the left shoulder. And then you've got a smaller piece in the back of this symbiote here, which sticks up like a hook. So you'll notice that hook goes right on the shoulder. And then you've got another elbow piece right over here on the left elbow. And that pretty much does it. I mean, you've got everything all together, and then again, you've got the spiders. But I have to say that once it's put together, overall, you've got a great statue. I'm just going to jump over here right now to show you the heads. These are the different heads you can use. This one looks very similar, but honestly, I like the one that's on there now. It's much more aggressive with the long tongue slithering out. And then you've got the other piece right over here. And I have not placed any of these. He's going to be displayed as is once I take him apart again. And that's it, man. That's Venom. And the only other Venom that I have is the bust by XM, which is in the display downstairs. So this is my first full-size Venom. I do not have Carnage, I don't have Anti-Venom, and this is pretty much all I need right now. I love the character. I have Spiderman 300 in my comic collection, and this is just a beautiful piece. So just going to give you some nice video now. Until next time.